All right.
All right.
I think we are up. Hello, everybody in the chat. um, so we're gonna be stalling for just a couple of minutes
So what else
because,
is new?
well, uh, Race is so we thought he wasn't going to be here because he
Oh,
was asked to work overtime at work, but it seems like he's packing up right now. So
excellent.
we're gonna stall just for like another couple minutes, see if we can get a hero on board. Have you heard anything from Hero today, Paleo?
Yeah, he said he'll be here.
Okay. Alrighty. And then, so how's everybody in the chat doing? Who's all going to Everfree?
Not me.
I wish I was. I forgot that it was this weekend.
Yeah. So did I. I've been so busy this week. I just haven't had any time to just think about anything else.
I'm going to LP MSP though.
Nice.
Hey, have fun.
I'm not going to that one.
We got Jessica McCartney's going there. Taylor Cardle. Trying to see who else is going to
Yeah.
Everfree.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I saw the anime guy in the chat said, "Do you hear what happened in Arthur?"
I did.
The most surprising thing to me is like, oh, it's still airing?
Yeah.
It's one of the longest running cartoons.
Yeah.
What did happen in Arthur?
Mr. Ratburn got married to a man.
Oh.
So, you know, of course, everybody's talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a thing that happened. It's cool.
Yeah. Not something you see on TV every day.
No.
We already have a super chatter saying, "Hi guys,
Holy
have
shit,
some
22
runs. See you
seasons,
at
really?
Everfree."
For Arthur? Gosh.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, we got a super chat early on from Exio Dying saying, "Hi guys, have some muns. See you at Everfree."
Yes.
See you at Everfree, Exio. I'll be there. ACRacebest will be there. Saber and Laura will be there.
They are?
I thought. Well, are they not? I guess not. No.
No.
I must be getting things mixed up. Sorry. I know that Jeffrey and I will be there.
Wait,
what?
that's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get home like on Sunday from Hawaii, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, they won't be there.
Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Sorry, I mixed that up. Oh, there's so many conventions, and it's hard to keep track on who's going where.
Of the reasons to be missing Everfree, being in Hawaii is a pretty good one.
Yeah. So that's
Hope they're
why
having fun.
he's been helping me with Who's Line stuff. I'm just like, you usually don't. Why are you doing this? And then now it just makes more sense because he's not actually going to be there. Yeah. Whoops. I don't really want to get into the discourse on whether Mr. Ratburn should have been revealed gay or not. I don't really want to, you know, let's not start that discourse in the chat. Just go nip it in the butt. Right there.
And Atomic Geek, besides Paleo and Toodles, we're hoping to see an appearance from Hirasashi, possibly ACRacebest, myself, Panama Matt, and I think that's probably everyone we're expecting for the time being.
Unless Gabe magically appears.
As he's wont to do.
Yeah.
I'm steadily becoming of the impression that he is a wizard. He's never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Yeah. 6:06.
It is 6:06. Give him another couple of minutes.
Okay. I'm sure he's trying to come home as fast as he can.
Yeah, I mean, you figure he's got to park and, do all that.
Yeah.
Saber and Laura are in Hawaii, so they probably won't show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that Laura posted in the other Discord that they saw turtles this morning.
Oh, cute.
Or yesterday, I mean.
Yeah, I saw that picture as well.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that's where the turtles were.
It's gonna be me, ACRacebest, Paleo, Matt, and Hero. If I think he'll be on shortly, maybe. I don't know.
So Sarah, you'd probably know the best, possibly Paleo. How often is there such a small group like this for these podcasts?
Not very often, since we have so many people. It just, just kind of happened that way, where 2 of them are already most likely going to be out because of vacation, and then another one got held up at work.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. So if anybody has any food posts that they want to post, I'm gonna give y'all another chance to do that. It's on Twitter. The information's gonna pop up in the chat just right now. Eating food before or during the podcast, we want to see it. Post the perfect pic of your meal on Twitter using the hashtag SPPFoods. Anime guy says, "Do I want a cookie?" Yes, I want a cookie. I won't be able to eat it, but my husband will enjoy its yumminess, and I can enjoy the artistry.
I still didn't eat mine. From like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying artistry and Paleo has saved a 2-year-old cookie. What is it about the cookies that anime guy makes that I am not familiar with?
I hear my boy.
That didn't answer my question.
they look like something.
Cool.
Because the one that I had looked like my pony.
Nice.
And then Saber and Races also look like their ponies. But they ate theirs. I kept mine because I was like, oh, I want to keep it.
That's pretty cool.
Alright, so I'm gonna grab a chair from the other room.
You've been sitting in my chair
Yeah.
this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what else do you do when I'm not home? Wow.
Oh gosh.
Oh, cookies. Yes.
I'm gonna leave this one for.
You can buy a lot of cookies with that.
Yes, you can.
Oh, it's a repeat. Repeat.
All right.
Big time spender.
Coming.
Yeah. Hi, hello again, Missy. I'm glad you were able to stop by. We'll make sure Race and Sarah see this when they get back on.
Right next to you. To your left.
Yeah, they'll see it. Like the higher ones like to stay up or longer at the top.
Here, use these. They're actually plugged in. Okay, I'm gonna switch.
Also,
screens.
anime guy, I might be at
You
SaberFest.
using a new mic?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes.
Missy's back.
Yes, I see. ACRacebest, you're gonna have to run in here because Missy's back.
What?
Missy's back.
Missy! Missy says, can only stop by but wanted to say hi and had fun with the low budget's trailer race. Was really entertaining. Thank you so much, Missy. Thank you for watching. I'll tell you what, it's
Sorry. Did I miss another one? There's a. Oh wait. There it is.
Oh. How do you say this one?
Exiodyne?
Exiodyne says, hey again. Christian here once again. So, Jeff and Sarah, what is the story behind chanting her name? I'm curious to how it all started. Ever free hype. So I can answer this question. Or maybe you can answer this question, actually.
Oh, I don't know what the origin is. It's been happening for so long. You know how messed up my brain is that I told everybody that Saber and Laura are going to Everfree Northwest.
Wow. You liar.
I was quickly corrected, thankfully.
Who had to correct you?
Sarah, are you going to bring...
I feel bad because I haven't heard them yet.
Yes, Paleo. Yes?
What?
What? Wait,
I was going to ask, are you going to bring Craig in here?
Yes. Thank you.
Why do you wave your hand
Craig.
so angrily at me?
Oh, because Paleo was trying to say something useful to me.
Oh. Well, tell Paleo to
I will.
Well said. Very salient point.
Craig. Oh, wait. Craig doesn't have... Okay, hold on. I have to post it in this chat.
It doesn't have permission.
There we go. There's Craig. Alrighty. Come on, babe. Stop snacking.
It's just pretzels.
Just come over here.
Did you
We're
already
gonna start the podcast. It's already 6:13. We've been stalling just for you. We haven't done anything. Stop. Just because we have a new microphone doesn't mean you...
Welcome home, Race.
I officially am here.
Yep.
Hello.
Zark, I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
All right. So, let me hit up. Let me first finish up with Missy here. Mentioning the low budget. So, for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, what are you waiting for? But I uploaded the newest installment of the low budgets today. It was the trailer race, and I was driving Twilight Sparkle all around the track, and let's just say that I forgot to tie down my hood.
Now you want those?
These ones are a little bit too good at noise canceling right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. We're doing
switching headphones.
we're doing behind the scenes stuff right now.
I'm sure they can hear all of it.
There we go.
Oh, yes, every bit of it.
There we go. But yeah, so it was a wild and crazy one. I had a lot of people going after me in this one, so that's what happens when you drive Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna hear this bag every time.
Yeah.
And then back to Exiodyne. I think at one point, although I don't want to take too much credit for it, but I think at one point, SaberSpark and I wouldn't be surprised if Saber was the one who first kicked it off, like chanting your name. And then, of course, I probably jumped right in with that, like, yeah, Sarah. But there's also people at conventions that have been doing it too, that love to chant it up. I know there's this one person that goes to a lot of these conventions named Christian, and he loves to just get people to chant about everything.
Yeah.
So in the crowd, like, someone could, like, drop a soda, and he'll be like, spillage, spillage, spillage. So it's great. It's a lot of fun. If you see Sarah at a convention, start chanting Sarah.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
You waited for me?
Yes. Do we want to get into food posts?
For the record, we have 999 followers on Twitter.
Woo!
On the Semi-Perfect podcast. So I haven't even said hello. Hi, Paleo.
Hi.
Hi, who else is here?
I'm at Saber's house.
Oh my gosh, lewd.
I don't think we even officially kicked off the podcast, but oh well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Semi-Perfect podcast. Sorry for the late start. I had to do some overtime work today at work. I expected it to be a lot worse, to the point where I brought my laptop and another microphone to work because I was like, well, if I need to, I'll just hop on the podcast from work. Luckily, I didn't need to do that. I kicked butt. But on top of that, there were still people at work, so it would have been really
awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeffrey, who are you talking to?
Why are you talking to yourself? Stop it.
All
Who
right.
else is here? I said hi to Paleo. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Race. How are you?
Good. Who else is here?
Well,
Hero
Hero's here.
should be.
Hello,
Oh, wait. Oh, there he
I'm
is. There he is.
Hiro Sashi, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi. So, this is going to be the best podcast ever because SaberSpark's not here.
Whoa.
Burn.
I jest. But Saber and Laura right now are out in Hawaii.
Yep.
Seen some pictures that they've been posting. I'm sure they're having a grand old time. Gabe right now, I can't even figure out where he is. I know where he's going to be tomorrow and this weekend, which is Seattle, Forever Free Northwest. But right now, I don't know. I think he might be in Canada. I have no idea where he actually is, as is the case with most.
Did anybody
days.
else see Laura's like day one pictures from Hawaii and just for a minute be like, "Are you actually in Hawaii?"
Right.
Because they went
yeah.
to like a cat sanctuary that's very
Oh.
Japan looking, and like that was the only pictures that she posted was of like that cat sanctuary, and I was just like, "Are you sure you're in Hawaii?"
Here's what I don't get. All right.
And then the next day she posted pictures of chickens, and I'm like, "Oh yes, they're in Hawaii."
That's the sign. Chickens are the sign.
Chickens are unique to Hawaii. That's how you know you're there.
I
No.
Yeah,
They're
they're only in
everywhere.
Hawaii.
They're everywhere in Hawaii though.
They've taken over because everyone's so busy eating pork over there that the chickens are like,
Oh,
hell
it's
yeah.
Such good pork.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I'd like to say.
Yes.
And I know people like Hero and Paleo are going to be 100% behind this statement of mine.
Mhm.
But if you're on vacation, why would you waste your time spending time with one of the worst animals in the world?
Alrighty, well, let's get on into food posts.
What animal are you talking about? Chickens?
Chickens.
He's talking about cats, unfortunately.
I'm talking about El Gatos. Los
Los
Gatos.
Gatos.
You mean that video capture device?
Yes.
You mean-
I'm
you
just
mean-
kidding. I'm very much a dog person. And granted, I'm not saying you can't be one or the other.
I am too. I'm a dog person and have a cat. How about that, right?
I know. But yeah,
But
I've
she's a
never.
good cat unless she's in her moods where she's obnoxious. Right now.
So she's a cat.
Right.
I'm taking care of Lammy right now, and he's basically a cat. He just lays down, sleeps all day. So yeah, he's a cat.
And has random incredible bursts of energy.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Again, sorry about the late start to the podcast. Thank you all for joining us.
What-
It is time to what?
What you doing?
I
gotta
don't.
switch screens.
Oh, I don't. This is
It's
why
like
I
all
don't.
ready for the food posts when I haven't switched screens.
I'm not allowed to touch
Boink.
the
Alright.
the
There we
mouse.
go. Alright. We've got Martian Stargazer.
These are from 14 days ago.
Yeah, alright. We've got hold on. 1 hour. What? Wait, oh, okay, that was my first. Okay, 1 hour ago. We got Soren. Chicken strips with Georgia peach Coke. Toodles, I tried drawing Balto again. My second try at this drawing. The first wasn't good. This one's better. My phone
Hey, I
camera
like
isn't good, so it's blurry. Found out I'm moving to Paleosteno state soon, too. Moving stress, yay.
Well,
What?
at least you have Georgia Peach Coach.
Coke?
Code. What is?
You'll want to try cheer wine when you get here.
It's quite good.
Tell
It
me,
is good.
Hero. Tell
I've
me.
never had cheerwine.
What? Okay, I'm curious. Like, Cheerwine, when I went to that part of the country, years
Charlotte?
ago,
That part.
Tennessee. I think.
I was assuming Charlotte because that's where the speedway is.
It's a good guess. It was a good guess. No, it was when I went to the Rescue Ranger convention, actually.
Oh my god.
But
Yes.
everybody was like, everyone knew it was mandatory for people to have cheer wine. And so
mandatory. It's alright.
that's the thing
Yeah,
is,
like I've lived in North Carolina my entire life, and I've never had cheer wine.
don't you want to try it?
I mean, I'll try it sometime. Like my dad hasn't either. That's weird.
Okay,
We both lived there our entire lives.
cheer wine's like cherry soda, isn't it?
Yeah,
Basically.
It's yeah.
So-
that's
Oh,
what it is.
I actually probably won't like it then, because I hate cherry flavored sodas.
Well, this is I want to talk about this. We're going to go on a lot of tangents during this podcast if
Yeah.
Sarah doesn't mind.
Yeah.
And even if she does, we're going to do it anyways. So I want to know, like, if you guys can think of something that you have never tried, never had, that people would probably find surprising, that you've never had it.
Mango.
Did you say mango?
Mango.
Are you
Yeah,
surprised? that
well,
Heroes
well,
have it?
well, cheer wine is mine, since like it's kind of famous in North Carolina, and I've never had it.
I have never tried Mountain Dew.
Really?
I don't like it.
I've been mortified by it. Like I wasn't
Out-
like a health nut. I just never. I don't know.
Out of the lemon lime, like greenish yellow sodas, like I think Mountain Dew is like the worst one. Sundrop is top tier though.
When you
'cause I love Sundrop.
when you drink Mountain Dew, like I feel like every time I do it, my mouth just like. It's just ew. I hate it.
Sarah, what's something that you haven't had that people would be surprised about?
Bread. Regular ass bread.
I mean, those that you know you are not surprised by that. However,
But you had didn't you have
Really
bread when as a kid?
never?
Yes, I'm just joking. But,
That's
Okay.
how dare you make fun of yourself.
I haven't ever had a Twinkie.
You've never had a Twinkie?
I've never had a Twinkie.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I
Oh.
can't. So I guess I just missed out.
Sarah's gonna be like the one person to survive the like apocalypse and be like, all right, what food is still good? And everyone's like Twinkies. Well, actually, no one would say it because they're all dead. But what would you do? Would you
Well,
starve or would you
hostess
eat it?
Hostess just has to make a new product to get that gluten-free market.
Yeah.
I honestly, like in a apocalyptic setting, I probably would eat gluten, because at that point it's either, I don't know, whatever the apocalypse was caused by, or zombies, or nuclear or whatever stuff, or me dying of side effects to celiac disease, which takes probably a longer amount of time than all the other stuff probably would.
So, I realize how dark my question was to you. So, what form of death would you choose if you had Twinkies? Matt, what's something that
The
you've
delicious kind.
that you've never had, Matt?
Well, the decent kind. Let me not exaggerate.
I would for me it would have to be most forms of energy drink, like Monster or Rockstar.
Oh yeah, like I've never
I
never
had
had a Red Bull or
Red-
anything.
I had a Red Bull once.
Did it taste like urine?
No, I don't know what.
How would you know?
That's a good
How would you
question.
know what that tastes like, Hero?
I don't know, man. That's what
Based
people
on
say it
smell?
tastes like. I don't
Well, I mean-
fucking know.
I mean, since probably 90% of taste is related to smell, if you've ever smelled urine, you probably know what it tastes like.
There you go.
There you go.
Shut up, Matt. You drink your pee, don't you?
This up. It's
I don't know. I mean, I love the smell of coffee, but I hate coffee.
I really thought you were gonna say I love this smell of urine, and I was just like,
No.
next topic.
All right.
No, coffee.
By the way,
Do
it
you
was
like
a very
vitamin D?
good Balto.
That is a very good
A
Balto.
very good
That
Balto.
is a really good Balto. Damn.
Did good job.
I've been staring at it this entire time, like, and just like, oh, that's a good Balto, but like I was talking about other things.
Balto was a good-looking dog.
Okay. We got Jazz King not going to be tuning in tonight because I've got to solve crimes with Pikachu and also sushi for Din Din.
Nice.
Pikachu doesn't
That's
solve
an
crimes.
excellent night.
That's big sushi.
What is
Is
the
that
thing on the
Pikachu
right?
and sushi?
Uh,
Heck
I
yeah.
mean, why not?
I don't know what that is.
What is that? The thing on
It
the
looks
right.
like more sushi.
Is it just? Oh.
It
Okay.
looks like a fried.
It looks like a fried roll that's been cut on an angle.
Here's another. I've never had sushi.
Well, yeah, you hate fish, right?
Yeah, that
So
I don't like
so
fish either, but I love sushi.
yeah, I guess.
Hero, explain that to me.
I know. It sounds weird, right? Like you put some like fish in front of me, I'm not gonna eat it. I don't like the way it tastes, but sushi somehow is delicious.
Like, but what kind of fish? Like,
Yeah.
would
Right,
you, like,
that's the
would
thing,
you would you
yeah.
eat like a salmon steak or something?
Like salmon, no thank you, right?
What's your
Yeah.
favorite
Really?
sushi then?
Huh?
My favorite sushi, the sushi dip is like wherever you go. And usually, if there's something called a dynamite roll, I'll probably like it. Dynamite
Gotcha.
roll has really high success, pretty much everywhere.
I like the Philadelphia rolls. They're great.
Salmon and cream
Eel
cheese.
with the cream cheese, the
Oh.
spicy mayo, the crab stick.
I
That's all
love
good.
me some eel.
Hmm
That's good.
I still don't know what eel tastes like, but like the ones that have eel in it, they're pretty good.
Eels freak
It's
me
the sauce
out.
that really makes it.
Oh man. By the way, want to say
Also-
thank you to Sacred Light for a super chat, and
You
the
just beat me to it.
and Sacred Light says free dollar re. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jazz King, for your food posts.
All right. Next up, we have Cadet Red
Cadet.
Shirt. Says, I think I might be a little bit early.
Very early, 33 minutes and 25 seconds early.
Whoa. What is that?
Zoom in. Okay,
What have you done?
There we go. That is like an Alfredo spaghetti.
Oh, I like spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Looks like this.
And some really aliased, semi-perfect podcast text.
Oh,
Cadet,
your poor monitor.
Cadet also. Yeah, what happened?
It got borked. Cadet does art for our podcast, and she is doing commissions in order to fix this screen. So if you want to help her out, go to Cadet Redshirt on Twitter.
So this was all just a ploy.
No.
A deserved ploy either way. Cadet's awesome.
Yeah.
And
she did the art for the podcast that we're using today.
See ya, Missy.
I'll pop that back
Bye,
up real quick.
Missy.
This is her art that she's done. If you like it, hit her up on Twitter.
thank you, Missy. Goodbye. Yeah, by the way, Cadet's never had a Twinkie either.
Oh, neat.
But she is having green chili chicken Alfredo.
Oh.
That's what that was.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm always. Whoa, what's this? What's going on here?
Sports.
Nikki D.
Nick D can't come to the podcast. A little occupied right now. Wish Red Card was here. Have fun, guys, and have a ball at Everfree.
Get it? Have a ball. P is for ponies. That's good enough for me.
That's a good seat right there. That's a pretty good seat. Nice.
Have you ever been to a baseball game?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Have you, Race?
I have. Yeah.
I haven't been to like a big game. I've been to one of my friend's brother's baseball games because he plays baseball.
Okay.
So it was like a little
Let me
league.
rephrase
It was
that.
a league. Okay.
Have you ever been to a stadium for a baseball game?
No.
No. You've only been to a baseball stadium for Monster Jam.
Yes.
Okay. Good girl. Next up, we have Anime Guy 01 says, I had a big lunch, so nothing now, but here's what I had. Cheddar stuffed burger with bacon
Oh.
on a pretzel bun.
Nice.
It's
Good
a heck of a roll.
Doink.
Lord.
Where did you get that?
Yeah.
Or did you make that?
Can I ask another tangent question to everybody?
Yeah.
All right. I want to know, what is your most failed attempt at
Oh my.
for anyone?
Everything.
Everything.
I tried to make black people mac and cheese, and it was really upsetting.
What is black people mac and cheese?
I could man, I don't want.
Enlighten
Is
us.
it with like the breadcrumbs?
Yeah, is it the bread? I don't know. Like, I look up black Hill mac and cheese and it legit comes up with like a different kind of.
That's
But like, it's a lot more involved. And I tried it, and it sure was bad.
Interesting.
I once tried making waffles with chocolate chips, and I guess I didn't oil the waffle griddle enough, so it just burnt all over and stuck to the griddle, and that was a mess.
My dad bought these bacon covered hot dogs from the they're in the freezer.
Oh.
And I'm like, dude, I want to make one of those. Unfortunately, it was also my first time, apparently, making a hot dog. So there was a lot I didn't know what I was doing. And to be completely like clear, this was
How
only
old were you at this point?
this was maybe 6 years ago. Like I was well old enough to have made a hot dog by this point, but I guess I had never had.
It's first time for everyone.
Yeah, let's just say that I thought I had cooked it enough. It turns out the bacon did not cook fully. I found out after I ate it, because it was my first bout that I can think of, only bout I can think of like food poisoning. And I was like, I messed that up. So that when I saw bacon here, for some reason, like I love bacon.
Yeah.
Still, but
Oh,
But
I thought of a real
That is
answer.
that is some very rare bacon leaning out of that burger.
what do you got, Paleo?
So I tried pan searing salmon. Like I've done it a few times. The first time I did it like, oh, I can actually do this. And then the second time I forgot like what the temperature I had it at. So I had it like on like really high. So I tried pan searing it, and I just made like a shell, or it just like made a shell around the salmon. So
Oh,
the
no.
inside of it was like all weird and gooey, and the outside was like hard. I was like, whoops.
Oh, I lied. I definitely have a more recent failure.
What's that?
White.
I
people
did
mac and
succeed
cheese.
at making pho. Yes, I did succeed at making pho, but not before I failed horrifically at it. Because I
How do
did
you
not
fail
know
at
how to.
pho?
Because I did not know how to make broth from scratch. I thought I would put the beef bones in the water and let it boil for like 10 minutes. I'd be like, that's good enough. It takes like a full day, one full day, for the water to absorb the flavor of the beef bones. I gave it 10 minutes. And then I tried to eat it, and it was noodles in water, basically.
Wonderful.
So, there you go.
I'm seeing some people in the chat. Cadet says that she tried to bake a cake for her sister's birthday and forgot to add the baking soda.
You forgot to add the bake.
So it turned out like a birthday pancake.
When I was in college in an apartment, we had a kitchen there and all that, and the grocery store nearby, if you bought so many groceries, so much dollar value, would give you a free frozen turkey. We didn't know this when we started shopping, but we discovered it as we got to the register, and they said, "Hey, you bought enough. Did you want to get a turkey?" Sure. So I thought, being the ambitious one, I'm gonna cook this. Thanksgiving was the next day. I neglected to anticipate how long a frozen turkey would take to thaw, and didn't think it in the fridge the night before, like a sane person. This led to at least a couple hours of alternating soaking it and running it underwater, either the bathtub or the sink, depending on hello cat.
Oh, can you hear?
Yeah.
Called by the song of turkey. Needless to say, it ultimately was done an hour after everything else we had planned to cook for dinner was, so it only delayed dinner by an hour. But I would call that a fail when there were several other people waiting for food. In a similar vein, I went fishing with some friends. They trusted me to cook because they know I can cook, apparently. Except I was cooking over a campfire and cooking fresh caught salmon, and yeah, my timing was a bit off on that too with the heat that I was using.
Oops.
Similar to Paleo's thing, it was a bit crusty on the outside, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it raw on the inside. Hey.
Yeah, that's what my salmon was like. It was weird.
I called it sushi. It was delicious.
So I noticed that again, looking at the chat. Let's see. Anime Guy says, I once tried cooking a frozen waffle in the microwave. I melted the plastic plate and it smelled like melted plastic in the kitchen for a few days.
Oh no.
I also saw that Crazy Carrie, I hope I'm saying that last part right, was noting that she once had to deal with raw or close to raw bacon on a pizza once.
Oh no.
I, by the way, wanted to shout out to Crazy Carrie because Crazy Carrie did a cosplay of Judy Hopps.
Wow.
You know the
Your
way to
face
do
Like
it.
she did it just for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And given that
It's
Norris
ju-
Baroni's food is currently up on the screen, it's a nice time to acknowledge that he put an egg in the microwave, and it went just about the way you expected.
And check out the
Is it?
butter on this fucking toast.
Wait, is that
There's
butter?
a lot of butter on that toast.
For some reason, I thought that was
that-
artichoke. I was like,
I thought it was cheese or something.
Maybe
Yeah, I
cheese,
thought it was
but
like
it looks
slabs
like
of
butter.
cheese.
Oh my god! So
That left
just a
piece
simple
on
okay,
that
cheese on
cheese.
toast. I should
It
have
is a
read
simple
things.
cheese on toast, Sarah.
It looks so much like he just cut butter, like the sticks of butter, and just slathered it on there.
Oh, is it not butter?
Oh,
No, it's
oh yeah, it is cheese.
Oh,
Okay,
it's cheese.
that's much better.
Hero can't believe it's not butter.
cheese.
It's not. Cheese on toast.
Just a
is
simple
it
cheese on
curry
toast.
or carry? Which one is it?
Interesting.
And as you guys are out to Everfree Northwest, could you say hi to Monty for me? And that hopefully I will be able to meet up with her again sometime this year.
Well, Monty's going.
Yep.
Oh,
We got
finished.
Monty and Jesse.
Oh, you got the whole Brony fandom back together.
Gabe, the living two. No,
Why
just
not
kidding.
SaberSpark and Law?
no.
Yeah,
We've got to drag him to BronyCon.
Who's harder to get, Ashley Paul or Tombstone?
probably Ashley.
I met her once at
I-
BronyCon Winter 2012.
You guys have heard my story with Ashley, right? That I actually like spent like almost an hour with her as we
Oh
were,
yeah, talking to her at the airport.
Yeah, we had the same flight and we were just chilling and talking, and it was cool because I got to ask her like the important questions, like, okay, so Rainbow Dash.
Oh my god.
No, because I asked her like one thing I did ask her was about like convention stuff, like, hey, so we don't see you as often as other people. I forget how I phrased it. It was in again, it was just like brought up in conversation, but essentially, she was just pointing out that she does a lot of traveling also, and with that means you have to find time to travel. And so that is kind of what's always eaten into her convention circuit time. To which I was like, okay, that's legit. That's cool. So, but yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, it's pronounced Kari. Like
I-
the girl from
I
the
messed it up.
Incredibles short.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. Crazy Kari.
Yeah, you usually if it's with a K, it's Kari.
Why didn't you correct me,
if
Paleo?
if it's with a
You-
if it's with a C, it's Carrie usually.
but didn't
Like the movie Carrie.
But don't you know Kari?
Yeah.
So why didn't you correct me?
I
when
didn't.
The
I
Incredibles babysitter. Kari.
The thing is, like, I've never heard her name said out loud.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
Oh, okay. So Crazy Kari did a Judy Hopps cosplay,
Judy
and it was
Hopps
awesome.
cosplay.
It was also a bathing suit Judy Hopps cosplay, by the way.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, I got Fritz
We need
roll.
more of those.
We got Fritz roll as a way to both relieve my nasty stomach flu. I had
Relive.
I'm
relieve
sure he's in no hurry to relive it.
and to celebrate the news that my CMC Senpai and Black Griffin are coming to BronyCon. Here's a couple of apples.
It was announced, I think, today.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking about it. Funny enough, the kind of conversation was sparked here on this podcast when in regards to if they were going to be at BronyCon a couple months ago. So yes, now everyone has their answer. Gabe, we'll be goofing off with Gabe in Baltimore as well. Also, we'll be goofing off. By the way, have you told everybody that this is like their last chance to get submissions in for Who's Line?
I haven't yet.
Oh, well, in that case...
We were waiting for you.
Okay, so this is going to be your last chance to get your submission in for the Who's Line panel. That's going to be at Everfree. If you aren't going to Everfree, that's A-okay. You can still submit because it's going to be put up on YouTube. So I'm going to retweet those submission posts on our Semi-Perfect Podcast Twitter page right now.
How are we looking?
We're looking good. We need maybe just a few more submissions.
For both?
But for both. But we're looking pretty good this time around.
Good work,
Doing
everyone.
good.
It's a 2-hour Who's Line.
That's a lot of line.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Though it's funny because like the last time that, because Saber and I were discussing this, and he's like, "Man, 2 hours. That's insane." But it's actually not the longest one we've done. We've done a 2-hour one in the past at Fiesta Equestria, and the thing with that was that we did 2 Who's Lines that weekend, and both of them were 2 hours. So it can be done. And it actually wasn't bad. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, Sarah, we're still doing food posts.
Yes, we are.
It's okay.
6:43.
It's okay. It's not like, I mean...
And this tweet apparently does not exist, so we'll just... Okay. Auto Knight Princess Deadpool says, pork chop, rice, pilaf, and green beans. I figured I might be healthy as I can be before the weekend of booze and alcohol comes around.
Oh, now we see why he deleted this one. You're not going to be able to like it. It doesn't exist. Pork chop. Nice. You're going to see another one.
Yeah.
Of his. Achieve Hunter says, I had a good day going out on my motorcycle. Now it's time to watch Semi-Perfect Podcast. Still waiting for my ZinKCon. God, I don't know if I said that right. Vlog Thursday to upload on my channel. I want you to know, last Thursday, it was my birthday. Now 31 years old.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna sue in ZenKaiCon. I just love when you said it and you're like, that wasn't right.
Not very confident.
No.
You want to lay some pronunciation on us?
Well, I'll put it this way. Tommy and I deal with names all the time on the live broadcasts we do with racing. And there are a lot of times where we'll just straight up be like, I probably butchered that name, and moving on. Railroad Bronies. Something special tonight. Homemade French fries with boneless hot wings and lemonade. Do I sound like SaberSpark?
No.
Oh.
No, you're still here.
Whoa! Damn! Jesus!
If I could drop this new mic of ours, I would. Well, I guess Matt would be the one to drop it. Oh.
In all fairness, I really hope he's enjoying Hawaii.
He is. I'm pretty sure. That or he's dead, because I haven't heard from him one way or the other.
I
well, I
found
heard from him
turtles. They
earlier
may have
today,
revolted.
What?
He's good.
He contacted you?
I texted him saying if he was going to be on the podcast, and he's like, no.
And those
I'm like,
look like
okay.
good fries.
Yeah,
Those
those
look
are
like good fries.
those are
Yeah, they
goof
do.
fries right there.
Last one, salt on
Look
them.
at the butter to the left.
Yeah. I thought they were apple slices.
Are those sticks?
I thought they were the boneless hot wings.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And the most communist of beverages.
Lemonade. Y'all remember lemonade? It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I mean, I don't have to
good.
remember it. There's a
Citrusy.
bottle of it right there.
Citrusy.
Right.
And,
Oh whoa! There's a sunset shimmer. Don't gloss over that.
I mean, there
I'm
is.
stuck.
all
What's up,
right.
sunset?
Well, since
Oh, there
we're,
we go.
I was beginning to
And a
analyze
nice
them.
amp setup.
There.
Thank you.
That is, yeah.
Sunset. You got a Pinkie Pie poster or something like that right up there. Got guitars, an amp, Cables.
Why are you dipping into your New York?
Yeah.
Get your ass. Look
Oh, didn't you know that's her native accent?
Oh, okay.
From Texas?
Oh,
No.
here we go.
We've got Atomic Geek, my meal before the podcast. Delicious.
Nice.
Isn't that a character from like those preschool, like, along with Putt Putt?
This guy's like blue,
Oh,
right?
the
Yeah.
Humongous Games?
Yeah.
He's like he's a blue character with like I think a
What?
red sweatshirt.
Like
What?
something pajamas or whatever.
Bananas in pajamas?
No. No, the
Not
the
that
Humongous
porno.
Games
Look it up.
games.
Why did you take that one piece of pizza out to put your Pepsi there when
Framing.
you could just put
Pajama
your-
Sam, that's the name
Pajama
of the
Sam.
guy.
For a
That's-
second-
that's what he kind of looks like.
For a second,
yeah.
I actually thought that this pizza was on like just steps.
Is it not?
No,
Oh,
it's a countertop.
It's an
with-
island.
It's a counter,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I was
Yeah, it's
like, I'm
counter.
like, man, they just kind of threw it down.
Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam.
100%.
This is delicious.
You say pajama or pajama?
Pajama.
Yeah.
Pajama.
Say pajama.
Pajama.
Question for you, Atomic. Was that something you drew on the box top, or was that a special instruction?
That is a good question. So one thing we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
really good on time, guys. Oh boy.
Oh, we're doing great
No,
on
we're
time.
good on time. No, I was gonna say.
I clicked newest post and I'm not sure. what- Alrighty.
Today's meal.
Okay.
Well, that's
That was
the
a great,
fun of a
like,
live
half
show.
second.
Who wants to see it again?
No.
Oh.
I mean, we're
Um,
seeing it right now.
That's true.
No,
No, I need to look at our
Notifications.
notification. I have to go up here. Where is it?
no, you don't have to fucking scroll up. Right here, you dingus.
I'm glad Super Mario Maker's on trending.
Alright.
That's good.
Yeah.
Look, we
Surprise.
gotta eat. Oh, here we go. For some reason, our podcast thing neglects, or no, the hashtags neglect Taylor. I don't know why. We like Taylor. But anyways, Taylor says, going to enjoy tonight's semi-perfect podcast with a bag of M&M minis. I haven't had those in forever.
Yeah.
They come in bags?
I thought they come in those, like-
You get minis
They used to
in
come
a,
in the cylinders,
in a
but-
biggie.
That big bag of those things is pretty dangerous though, because you could just like tear a corner off of it and just down it
Funnel 'em
all
in.
in one sitting.
Wait, isn't that like
Vacuum
shotgunning M&Ms?
Probably. Yeah.
Didn't Saber shotgun a burrito?
Yeah, he shotgun a
Burrito.
burrito.
How do you shotgun a burrito?
You bite a hole
Look at my
in
Twitter. I
It?
have a video of it.
Oh god.
It says.
What he does
is
is he like pokes a hole in it and he sucks out the insides.
Yeah.
Why have a big bag of minis? I feel like doesn't that cancel each other out? Isn't that how math works?
There's more minis that can fill the area because they're smaller, and
I
thus
guess.
take up.
I
less
like
space.
the M&M
More
minis
efficient.
better than regular M&Ms.
What?
What?
Why?
You like minis
Texture?
better?
Just the texture of having more of them.
I
on
guess. I don't know.
one? I mean, that's fair.
And yeah.
I guess there was
Taylor's-
like more of the candy shell on the minis than in the bigger ones.
Taylor's gonna also
You
be
taste
out
more of the candy. I mean,
at Everfree Northwest. Nora made a post that we also didn't hit with the hashtag. It says, "Hey, semi-perfect podcast. For the first time in forever, I will be missing the podcast because I'll literally be flying to Seattle for Everfree Northwest. But here's my dinner: a cheese pizza from Pizza Hut and a bottle of Coke. Wish I could be there with y'all now. Aw. I wonder if that's airport.
Probably.
She'll be
It
looks
literally
like-
flying to Seattle, which is why she's missing the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
There's
say
like
yeah.
there's a tarmac out there.
Oh, there's literally an
know.
airplane in this picture.
I don't know about y'all, but like as much as I hate the airport and everything about the airport, there's something really just calming and zen about like just getting you spend the insane amount of money and you're like, wow, stupid. But just about eating your meal, it's not even that good, but just eating your meal by yourself at the airport and you're just like
I think
the airport.
you know what
I don't
it
know,
is
it's
for
just
me.
calming.
The thing that I feel like maybe can relate to what you're talking about because I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Is I feel like the reason it works out that way is usually by the time you get your food, you're finally at that point where you're like, okay, I'm ready for the flight. I'm here on time.
Right.
I've made it through security. I got all my stuff in order. I'm not late. Now I can sit down and actually just eat.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And then you hear the notification over the loudspeaker that your plane's boarding in 5 minutes.
And
Still
you're like, but I
not-
have to go to the bathroom, then you have to do a rush kind of thing, and
Still
I
said,
can't
still
find my
fine.
child.
Yeah, but then you're not boarding until like Group C, so like it doesn't matter anyway. So
Right.
like it's gonna be like 15 more minutes for you.
Oh.
airport struggles.
So.
What's next on the agenda, ACRacebest?
You're asking me.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about My Little Pony?
Friendship is magic?
Who
Yeah.
would talk about
Did you see that there's a DuckTales episode coming out that's called Friendship Hates Magic?
Yeah, I watched it
That's
earlier.
outstanding.
Oh, I didn't know it came out already.
Yeah, it was recording at 3 o'clock, so I watched it.
Without me?
Yeah, there's a new DuckTales we gotta watch, Hero.
Well,
Alright.
all right.
So
well,
first the Kelpies, now this reference, and from what I saw, and we're gonna get into it, I think the ponies are referencing DuckTales now.
what?
Well, let's get into it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
when we get to the episode, I'll tell you what I was
Okay,
talking about.
okay. Matt's got insight, everyone.
Okay. So
No,
I'm
it's
gonna-
just a random connection my mind made as I was.
I like those. We'll hear about them. Sarah?
Okay, so I'm gonna put up the MLP spoilers. So if you have not seen the episodes, no worries. I'm gonna put up this screen that's on the screen right now. So as long as this is on the screen, we're gonna be talking about spoilers for Common Ground, and she's all yak.
And that's why I waited.
So yep, and once the screen comes down, then you're safe to come in. We will not discuss spoilers any further. Now's your last chance to get out if you do want to avoid it. Well, not get out, but just mute us. Here we go. Common
Leave.
Ground. Sarah?
Yep. In this episode, Quibblepants asks Rainbow Dash for help to bond with the daughter of his new special sun pony because, like Dash, she's a real sports pony.
Like Das.
So Quibblepants is back. Hooray.
Alright.
Do you not like him?
I'm not that crazy about his character. Like, it's just
I liked him better as a rat.
yeah.
Quibble Pants.
Ha ha ha.
Thank you, Paleo, for your acknowledgement. So this episode, I'm more curious before I get into like where I found things weird about this episode. I'll get into that a little bit later, but I'm curious what did everyone think about this episode?
You have to try that hard to make the kid like you? Like, what's the problem? I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think that was part of the point of the episode where it's like you don't have to try that hard. But I
To
also
try
like
that hard, right?
yeah. Like, I mean, the special sun pony kept saying it, but at the end of the episode, I didn't feel like that was like
Well,
the lesson that he learned. I don't know. It's just
I like how both of these episodes had the same exact lesson of be yourself.
I
Funny that.
I did like. Oh boy, here's my opinion.
Mhm.
I did like how the little girl acted like how an actual little girl would act. Sometimes I feel like shows kind of miss that. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how a little girl would act.
yeah.
Like, kids aren't stupid.
Mhm.
Kids really aren't stupid. I feel like a lot of people forget that.
And little girls are jerks.
I feel like a lot of people forget that.
So my thing with this episode is I'm trying to remember who it was. You looked this up or after we saw the episode, but somebody released an article, and I saw the headline for this article before I saw the episode, and I went, "Oh wow, are they really going into this kind of territory?" And was it Discovery Family that released? So Discovery Family puts out this article, and do you remember the title exactly how it was worded?
It was something to the effect of like Patton Oswalt's like Discovery Family specifically said like Patton Oswalt is honoring his late wife with this episode or something like that. Like
Yeah.
in memory of his late wife. But
Wow.
the article itself was more along the lines of Patton Oswalt reflects on his late wife during this episode, or like while creating this episode, which is, I feel like the actual article title, and not the Discovery Family like promotional way of doing it, was more accurate.
I straight up thought that this episode was gonna completely take on like the loss of a loved one head on.
And this is why you never get your news just from the title alone.
Well, I didn't want to read the article. I hadn't seen the episode yet.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean,
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the.
you're saying in general, and I agree. Yeah, because it. So I, of course, went into this episode thinking like, wow, they're really gonna hit this on, and by the end of it, I was like, that really wasn't what I expected. It was. If anything, I was like, it was kind of the opposite.
Based on the article, I had the impression that, because like I knew that his wife voiced the female character, but it's his new wife and not the wife who unfortunately passed away. So I got really confused. I'm like, oh, is this like a episode they recorded like way back then? But no, like she passed away like in 2000.
Yeah.
I don't know, way early. So, but it is his new wife and his daughter recorded this episode with him. So like I think, and the article went into it further. When I actually read the article, I was like, okay, this makes more sense as to, you know, how he's reflecting on his wife that passed away, and like how he's sort of had to live this whole situation with his daughter, then, you know, having a new wife and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But like Discovery Family just like kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, huh? But
yeah, I yeah, that confused me.
Yeah.
Did you like the episode?
It was alright.
It was okay. Yeah. What about the rest of you?
It was alright.
That's all right.
That's really where it is.
Again, showing that Rainbow gives terrible advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can keep lying into her, but
I do like the resolution of the problem, in which, you know, Quibble Pants actually is like, oh, I should probably, you know, ask the girl to teach me about sports stuff. And then I did like how she kind of got into the more statistic sort of realm of it, so they kind of had some common ground finally.
So you mean it's okay to admit you don't know everything and try to learn?
the one thing that
It's a lesson Rainbow Dash should be learning.
you guys just
I'm not trying to lay into her. That was like legit, just honest.
Yeah.
That could have been about any character in the show, provided it pertained to them.
I just, whenever I hear anyone say anything about Rainbow Dash, I assume it's negative.
That was just 100% honest.
8
no
years.
intention of being a hater. Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but it was Patton's daughter that voiced the little girl, right?
Yes, I mentioned that.
Oh, you did mention that. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I was just gonna say that, like, because when she was talking, I was kind of like, huh, this doesn't sound like a voice actress.
Yeah, no, it was his daughter and his wife that he did this episode with. So.
All right. So,
all right.
Next
shall we go
episode.
to, She's All Yak.
She's All Yak.
In this episode, Sandbar asks Yona to a pony dance, so she goes to Rarity and her friends for a makeover in appearance and personality.
Say what you will about Rainbow Dash, she was actually on the right side of things for this one.
Oh, I love that the whole intro was when Rarity just steamrolls her with an entire rack of clothing. And then just pretty much keeps on walking.
Yep.
This was interesting. I was really surprised that they were going down basically like a flat out shipping moment. amongst these characters. I was like, oh.
I gotta say, Sandbar has some terrible taste in women.
You hear this guy? This sweet Yak girl. I hate Yaks. This sweet Yak girl. Trying her best to impress.
Oh my gosh.
I think Sandbar's a winner here, man. I think you're wrong. Yona, good girl, man. All right.
I love that Paleo's just telling what he thinks. I love it, actually.
Everybody is saying, screw you, Paleo. Paleo, your taste is shit.
Technically, it was shite.
Shite.
So it's interesting. So of course this episode, it's your classic Yona is, or character wants to change themselves to impress somebody who already clearly likes them, and then I can't imagine anyone didn't see coming.
It's one of those typical episodes.
It was a very very much
Be yourself again.
Yeah.
It's the Be Yourself episode, yeah.
God, you're getting so loud, babe. I gotta keep.
You are
turning
so
down
loud.
You're loud.
I gotta keep turning down the
Why?
microphone because you're so fucking loud. You keep going in the red.
Says who?
Stop it.
Sorry.
Oh, I was talking about Paleo. Turns out I had him at 200%. Okay.
That would explain it.
I don't know why.
Alright.
I was like, why is Paleo so loud? It's tropey. I like this episode, man. I thought it was cute.
I like the way she threw herself into a different culture that is completely outside the norms of a yak to do.
So okay, here's the deal.
Yeah.
People give Rainbow Dash crap. All right. But
it's fun and
Sarah,
easy.
why are you already resting your
No,
head?
I'm just,
Okay. All right.
That was a laugh.
People give Rainbow Dash crap. And I think it's unfairly so. In this episode, she was asked a simple thing, which wasn't out of the realm of, oh yeah, I can teach you this, which was, I'd like to learn a dance that's going to be at this dance. That's legit. Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, they teach the dances. Cool. Rarity. Let's talk about Rarity. All right?
Let's.
She's like, let's sing a whole song about literally changing who you are, only to show up after Yona's already basically learned her lesson to say, oh, but darling, you don't need to change who you are. Rarity.
I like that Twilight wasn't involved in any of it. So like when like Yona was like trying to fit in with the ponies, Twilight was just there and it's like, what did you five do?
Behold what it's like to truly be a princess.
I liked the song. I was like, finally, it's been such a long time, man.
Oh, I enjoyed the melody. No, it's a good song, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good.
But Rarity tried to backtrack on that. She's like, oh, you didn't have to change who you are.
I gotta say that the school of friendship that is touting itself as a all-inclusive school of friendship really sucks at being all-inclusive, because the posters, as Yona points out, pony on the trophies, and I'm just like, maybe like, don't put ponies on the trophies. Like maybe just make it a regular ass looking trophy, or either one, one species of character.
They should have just put humans, generic humans.
It's weird because I'm like, there's still only 5 students in. Oh wait, no, 6. Sorry, 6 students in that school.
I get it.
Oh wait, there are 5.
But like, how many students at the school? Like, what's the ratio that aren't ponies right now?
No, you were right.
That's about
there
the
are
point
5
that I'm about to make, because like.
What, Paler?
Yeah, you were right with saying with 5 because Sandbar's a pony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make, because it's like 0.101. I don't know. Sorry. There's like 5 students that are other species other than pony, and then there's like hundreds of pony characters. I'm like, well, I mean,
there's at least 0.11111.
there's nobody else
%
in the other
I mean, you
Kingdoms.
saw how hard they had to work to get those first 5.
Yeah, in the last season where they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna open this up to everybody, and there was only a few that showed up.
I
So,
don't know,
like, oh,
man.
yeah.
Like they seemed pretty like they were like, yeah, whatever, we'll go. And their parents or guardians or whatever the heck were just like, no, we're racist and can't handle that. And it's like, what? What? Why?
I just feel like the school needs to do better at being inclusive, open to other.
I love it when like most people say every creature, and then every once in a while, just people like let every pony slip out. I'm like, there's other creatures here, man. Whoa, watch yourself.
But Sarah, that would mean they would have to make more background models, and they don't want to do that.
Because they're racist species, whatever.
The show creators
We're calling
are
you out,
racist.
DHX, if that's even your name anymore. It's
Making
not.
it personal. Wow.
Also, I lied. The Fit Right In song from this episode was like very good. I liked it, but I was like, it's been a while. It hasn't been a while because the rainbows won't light up the sky unless you let it rain. Whatever song from the Kieran episode was also like really good. So never mind. Before that, it's been a while.
Because like, this problem probably wouldn't have arisen for Yona if everything about this dance wasn't plastered all over with pony stuff. Like, oh, it's a traditional pony dance, but we'll call it the Any Ball. But it's, and then we'll have this poster that has ponies on it, and then we'll have this trophy that has ponies on it also. And I'm just like, all right.
You may be right about that. At the same time, the ultimate plot of wanting to change to impress someone by doing the things they like, or fitting in with quote their community or their society, is universal, whether or not it was ponies or inclusive or not. You could, in theory, have the same story. However, I think this.
I know. I just, in general, I'm tired of this kind of story. So
I will say this though, again, like the one thing that Sandbar was like, "Oh, this is cool that you know this," was the dancing.
Yeah.
So way to go, Rainbow Dash.
So there's a point to like, yes, absolutely, like learn stuff about a different culture.
What did Applejack cheat? What was her teaching?
She was doing the food stuff. Like they made applesauce or whatever.
Why did they even need to do that?
I don't know. It's a tradition of the ponies.
It was
I guess.
for the potluck thing.
Yeah, it's a potluck thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because they needed to fit the character. Let's not fit into this episode, okay? Let's be honest.
I'm just saying that of all the ponies, Rarity really was just like, just change everything about yourself, darling. And then she was the one person.
No, hang on. She didn't say change everything about yourself. She said, if you want to change or if you want to do this, here, let me show you how.
And then what did she say at the end of the episode?
You didn't have to change yourself.
So why did she bother singing a whole song about changing?
Because that's what Yona said she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yona got exactly what she asked for.
Well, what does that tell
you
about Yona?
And then realized
that she's young and makes mistakes and is and is honestly
that she's a human character. I mean, a yak character.
Human with quotations.
I'm glad.
Yeah, that's pretty believable.
I'm actually glad that they did this episode with Yona though, because I feel like Yona was kind of the best fit for this type of thing. Mm-hmm. And just to piss everyone off, they should have her keep talking in the fancy mode for the rest of the show.
You know what?
They say I.
Ugly Dolls did this plot better.
Wow.
Whoa,
hot take.
Sarah's on it right now.
Ugly Dolls.
Now we gotta fight.
That being said, I love when they gave the award at the end. In the back of my mind, I just heard 10 points to Gryffindor, and we're gonna make up the criteria for what this award goes to now.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that they gave it. A rigorous system should yield for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But to get to the point that I was making earlier about where I saw the crossover with DuckTales, maybe it's just a common thing in animation. But if you remember Scrooge's birthday party, spoilers for DuckTales if you haven't seen it.
How recent of an episode are you talking about?
That was in the first season.
Oh, okay, never mind. Go for it.
Yeah. I just figured I'd give a heads up anyway. But, they threw a birthday party for Scrooge. One of the kids, and I forget which one, because even though they now have different personalities, I still can't tell them apart, played DJ, whatever his name was, with the Dewey. Thank you. Yeah, played DJ fill in the blank
Yep.
with the mask of the
Daft Punk.
yeah, basically the Daft Punk thing. And I know there was a Dead Mouse thing going on with this, but Spike referring to himself as DJ Scales and Tails and insisting that he be referred to as that before he would respond very much reminded me of the way they did it in the DuckTales episode,
yes.
where Dewey would only respond if we referred to it in that way, wearing the mask and all that.
Yeah.
That's
Is
what I saw.
nobody
the DuckTales
creative
crossover.
anymore?
Well, no, I mean, we're talking about DuckTales as doing a pony reference and the way they did with the Kelpies. I saw this as potentially, I wonder if Ponies is throwing the ball back in their court. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was good or bad. Hey, that's something I saw and I liked it.
Yeah.
Well,
If anyone else saw the same.
What about Yona?
Why is Paleo?
Yona can't talk good.
Oh, we no okay.
All right. Any last thoughts on either of these episodes?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I think Yona talks purdy.
They're both decent episodes.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I
they
like
were-
the episode.
they were
This
fun.
doesn't mean I like Yona though.
Can I invite you to tea?
Sarah, take the
Oh!
sprouts out of your mouth.
They had so many just like faces. Like I can't even describe, but there were so many
Yeah.
faces in this episode. Like everyone had this weird like angle to their faces. Like what is going on?
They've been doing that a lot this season.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
Well, here's the topic everyone should be discussing. What will Sandbar and Yona's children look like?
Because everyone you dated when you were like 14.
Mhm.
I mean, it could happen.
That won't stop the shippers, hero.
Oh.
That's another topic for never.
On our next installment of the Semi Perfect Podcast. All right.
Shall we
Genetics.
take down the
Yeah.
spoilers?
Yeah, we'll take down the spoilers. So
I
we are
remember I
done.
made a pony Punnett square back in season 1.
Wow.
I wonder how genetics works now with every creature. I don't care at all.
Yeah, I did a whole video about alicorns.
Right. If it was 2012, you bet your butt I'd care. But
All right. So
Whoa.
next up,
just can I make a really quick side note?
yeah.
I went to Kari's Twitter just to see the Judy Hopps cosplay. She has this her pin post is a Spyro cosplay and it looks awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even play
she's done a
Spyro
lot of
like
Spyro
that, but it
stuff.
looks cool.
like
I don't even know if she's still here, but
She
She
is.
is.
I have utmost respect for cosplayers,
Mhm.
and I get even more excited when the cosplayers like get more creative. And like I said, who would have thought that a swimsuit Judy Hopps edition would be such a good idea? But there you have it.
you thought that. The one who thought that was you.
Race, if you were to go in
And
costume to a
Crazy
convention,
Kari.
what would you do?
So, again, props to you
Wait,
cosplayers.
Where'd you
Now,
ask
sorry,
for-
this next note, is this something we want to discuss on this podcast?
I don't know, because I feel like
Or do you wanna
Saber and
save it?
Laura would want to talk about
Yeah.
in-game.
Let's say we'll save Endgame for next time.
Do we want to talk about Detective Pikachu? Because I made a stream for it.
So now we pretty much have to.
Okay, yeah. Well, who in here has seen it?
I have.
I have not.
I've seen it too.
So the only person who has
Okay.
is Matt.
Well, we'll definitely
Shocker, I know.
jump into this. First, actually, what I want to do is before anyone feels the need to avoid more spoilers, I want to talk about Everfree Northwest. So Everfree Northwest is this weekend, and Sarah and I will be out in Seattle, and I'm curious by just anyone in the chat who else is going to be going out to Everfree. Now, a lot of people are already traveling right now to get out to Everfree. Now, for anyone that's never been to Everfree, it is essentially the Northwest's BronyCon. It's always been of a decent size convention for bronies. Very family-friendly environment. They really run a great program up there. As long as I've been there, this will be my 5th time going to Everfree Northwest, and very excited. We went in 2012, 13, 15, and 16, I believe, were the years. So it'll be good to, no, or 17, 15 and 17. I don't know, but it'll be good to get back up there this year. We're going to be busy. Black Griffin and his brother are also going to be up there as well. Eiley Monty, Jesse Nowakin, as well as a whole slew of other pony people. So, Sarah, were you pulling up our... What were you pulling up?
Well, I have the schedule. I was wondering if they had it to where if you click
I don't
on...
think so. I don't think they do it.
Oh, more conventions need to do that because it's so nice.
Go to bio.
Ooh.
Click bio, maybe. Nope.
Oh, no, okay.
It is nice, though. Yeah.
When you click on a community guest's name and you can see all the panels that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you say you already had one written out? A schedule?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's what I was looking up.
So, the things of note. So, Friday, things could kick off at 10 a.m. And honestly, I wish I had looked at this before I started talking about it, because here I am. Let's see here. What? Oh, so Zootopia Minute. I'll be a part of that on Friday.
Oh.
That's going to be happening from 4:45 to 5:45. And
Do you know what minute you're doing?
Is it with?
I do, but I don't know
Okay, so it's
if it's a
secret.
surprise. It shouldn't be. All you have to do is watch the podcast, and you'll know.
Is it with? Is it with the guy? The guy, you know the guy.
The guy?
The Zootopia Minute guy who sells stuff in the
Yeah.
Choco
Yeah,
Pony?
that guy. Choco Pony, thank you.
Yep.
What?
Simmel and Choco. What's funny about Simmel is that I always bring this up when I talk about Everfree Northwest, but Simmel in 2013, the second year I went to Everfree Northwest, he and I didn't really know each other, but he gave me a tour of the new area, as it were. And it's just funny looking back at sometimes at old vlogs and going, oh my gosh, there you are. Right after this Utopia Minute in the same room, so that's in the Celestia room. Same room, 15 minutes after that one ends is the Bronies React panel from 6 to 7. So that would be a blast. There's other things I'm sure I'm missing. I just want to make sure I hit the bullet points. Saturday, I'm going to be very busy with Who's Line taking place from 3 to 5. And, like I said, amongst other things. And let me know if I miss anything. But Sunday is the Semi-Perfect Podcast panel with ACRacebest and no one else. No, Gabe and Sarah will be a part of that. If Gabe's brother wants to, we'll have him join up. But yeah, so yeah, people have been asking me who's going to be on the Bronies Track panel, and it's a surprise. But you could probably look at who's coming. And
Is it you?
Just me. Gabe and I know Dusty's out there. So yeah, we'll have a really fun weekend. Also looking forward to the stuff that Gabe will be up to. I think he's got a panel with Daniel Ingram. I know he, of course, is going to be performing with his brother, and they're both really hyped about that. So a whole bunch of stuff going on at Everfree Northwest in Seattle. Cannot wait, again, for this convention. And if you somehow are still trying to figure out if you want to go, or right now you've already committed to not going, but you're thinking about going next year, I highly recommend this convention. It is, again, so much fun. It's a blast. Sarah, you've been a couple times.
Yeah, it's good. It's one of my top conventions.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like about Seattle?
I like that the weather's a little more predictable. It's more mild weather.
Yeah.
As far as like down here in California right now, it's kind of unusual because it's usually really warm at this time of year, and so Seattle is kind of like a nice, cool climate. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, it's a little bit cool over here where we are. Yep.
So as far as all that goes, of course there'll be vlogs being filmed starting tomorrow, and keep an eye out for those vlogs. I'm gonna be trying to get them out maybe even a little quicker than usual, but we'll see. Only because there's a big project that I'm working on that I'm trying to get out ASAP as well.
Yeah.
And for those of you that follow Bronies React, you may be able to figure out what that is. So there won't be anything in regards to. I don't think we'll be releasing any video or anything at the convention. This week's been nuts as far as work goes. That I just did not anticipate.
Me too.
Yeah, like again, that's why I was late here. I was expecting to literally be doing this podcast at work, and so I was. Yeah, you never know.
I also like seeing Mount Rainier in the way.
It's
out
very
there.
pretty in Seattle.
Yeah.
And if you go out for long enough, and for anyone that is going out for an extra day or so, I highly recommend checking out downtown Seattle. I've walked it with Acoustic Brony, Ed and Jimmy.
Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Well, that's a good
How do you
name
say
for a
it?
while.
Acoustic.
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 No, not acoustic
Are you
like
drunk?
guitar. They played pool. Acoustic Brony.
Oh,
No, acoustic.
Hi, Saber.
oh, say it.
What? No
He's
way.
drunk. He has to be.
Oh, no.
I just clicked the
No,
wrong
it's
thing.
like
Don't click that.
it's like in the
Sorry.
afternoon there.
What did I click?
You clicked Craig.
Hey,
That
still be
doesn't
drunk.
Clicked
stop.
Craig.
It's Hawaii. And then he's gone.
Yeah,
No, he's probably just trying to
connect.
pop in for a minute.
Was
He was here, but no, he's not.
wait? Did I click this?
No, it's fine. Don't.
What
He's recording. Craig's recording. He's our recording bot for our tape delay stuff.
Oh my God, Craig!
I
Yeah.
just
Now,
looked at
Sarah,
Welcome back,
how
Missy.
can I trust you if I only just now found out about Craig on my own?
I thought I told you about Craig.
This is so freaky. There's a Craig. I didn't even realize. Like, I was like, who the heck's Craig?
You not
he's
like
a
Craig?
robot.
It's a bot.
Yeah.
What's his face? It looks like a
It's
beaver.
he's a bear.
A bear.
Yeah.
Named Craig.
Yeah.
Is record. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. Like, I know the people
Yeah,
listening
Ra-
are like,
What's so weird about that race?
Oh man, everything. I saw somebody asking, by the way, about
You
MLP.
watch a show where
MSP.
there's a pony named Twilight Sparkle, but you can't handle a bear named Craig.
Not when he's recording our podcast, apparently.
There's only so much I can take. Paleo. But yeah, I saw somebody ask about MLP MSP. It was just announced that they just released a community guest lineup for that convention, which will include Paleo,
Yeah.
SaberSpark, and myself. So
Yeah.
yep, excited about that. Minneapolis one more time. All right, so that was Everfree Northwest. That
Is
was
this the
my
last ever?
promo.
Or is
And-
that is this the last Everfree Northwest?
No,
Okay.
at least
This is
not
the last
announced.
MLP MSP?
The last MLP,
Last MLP
yeah.
MSP.
And the last BronyCon, wow.
Well,
When am I
MLP
even gonna
MSP
go
is
to?
funny because it technically ended like 2 years ago, but then they're like, but wait, we should have one more so we can actually call it the last one. So
Yeah, because before it was like, oh, we didn't know. They didn't know if they were going to have another one or not.
the last
Darn
one
it.
I think was 2016. Didn't they have 3?
Yeah, it was just 2016.
Yeah. So it's actually been gone for a while, and then they're like, one more time. Dun 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 dun. So
Dang, Daft Punk's coming up a lot tonight. Okay.
I really didn't actually know that was a Daft Punk anything.
Weather forecast for Seattle.
Yeah, weather. It's supposed to rain.
I don't want to just.
Like
Yeah,
Sarah
that's
said,
about
it's
it.
predictable. It's just assume it's
Yeah,
gonna rain
it's
the whole
just
time.
assume it's
It's gonna be raining. Looks like Friday,
Hold on.
Thursday night.
That-
Look
that's
at this.
Okay, that's San Francisco. Is that what it
No,
sounds- and how it sounds.
it's gonna be 64 degrees in Manhattan.
All right.
Man.
Yeah.
So where are the pony conventions going to be after this year? Everfree Northwest, and that's it?
Everfree,
Ascon?
Winnie City, Ponyville Cider Fest.
Winnie
Hello?
City. That's
Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Saber.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
Hi,
How's
y'all.
the
What-
beach?
How's the wind?
Laura's here too. Yeah, you all hear
Yeah.
that? I'm trying to break the
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
He's-
sorry.
He's trying to break the wind.
Wait, are you on your phone?
Yes.
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 We're in Hawaii.
How close are each other's faces if you're both on a phone?
I'm like a foot away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough
Good
room
for
for
you.
Thanks for
Jesus.
joining us.
We won't be on for too long because we have to get going. But we wanted
Yeah,
to.
tour.
We wanted. Yeah, we're doing a tour of a mountain.
Mauna
Give
Kea.
us the Hawaii update.
It's wet.
No, not right now. It's not.
Oh.
It's been fun. We did some snorkeling.
Mhm.
Went to. What?
Nothing.
Funny.
It was a joke, and it tickled me.
I thought you were walking away.
I didn't move. You walked away.
You turned away.
Hawaii.
It's relaxing. We're having a good time.
Good.
I imagine, right?
Tell us
Yeah.
tell us some highlights.
We went snorkeling. We went on a nice tour around the island. We have a spa day tomorrow. We went and saw.
That's great.
Which
Yeah, we
island
went-
are you on?
Right now we're on the Big Island, but we're
Lovely.
staying on Oahu. But tonight we're staying on the Big Island because our tour runs really late, and the airport will be closed by the time we're done.
Mm-hmm.
But we
You
went
can't-
to Lanai yesterday, and they have a cat sanctuary. We went there and got to play with all the kitties. And then we drove around the island, and it was really pretty.
Saber,
You can't even go.
have you ever seen so much pussy in your life?
No.
She's like, I'm taking over this question.
I appreciate that there was no hesitation either.
There's a lot of pussy and there's a lot of cock. So
There's also-
we're serious. There's a ton.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
Well, there's a ton of cats.
Some
Yeah.
enchanted evening, am I right?
Yeah.
He's right. I mean, it's 100% legit. Oh.
We all hope you have a good podcast. We'll be back next time.
Yeah.
We love
Looking
you
forward
all.
to it.
Well,
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, thanks for swinging by.
Give Lammy a pat on the head for me, Paleo.
I will.
All right, love you guys. Bye.
See ya.
Did you actually give Lemmy a pet?
Lammy's not in the room right now.
Wow.
Lammy.
Oh, by the way, just to add to it, because I don't want to miss any, BabsCon is another convention that already has
Okay.
dates for next year. So
Where's Babs again?
San Francisco.
So West Coast. Okay, the only one that's not West is Nope, not that one. Winnie City, yeah.
Ciderfest and Winnie City are both on
Where's Cider?
in that area. Ciderfest is in
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Where's Milwaukee?
Think of the Great
Wisconsin.
Lakes.
Wisconsin, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, the Midwest. You know the flyover states. They don't matter.
Jesus, why?
I'll be honest, like
They're not coastal.
there's times that I'll
Hey,
look
I was
at.
on one tonight.
I took one of those quizzes about like, oh, see how many states you actually know where they are, and I didn't do too bad, but I only got like, I don't know, I missed a lot. Like there's states where I'm like, I didn't realize that was so far away.
Vermont and New Hampshire and Connecticut and Rhode Island, like all those states, and just like, why?
Yeah, well,
Why
they're just
be so
well,
hard?
Well, like Ohio, I was like, oh yeah, that's on my side of the country, and then I looked, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it ain't.
What's
No,
round on
that's-
the ends and high in the middle? It's Ohio, Ohio.
They legalized marijuana there too.
Yeah.
We can tell.
All right. Shall we? What shall we do? But did we do a good enough preview of Everfree?
Did we actually? Oh,
But
Hey,
what were you
What?
gonna say?
it said, did we actually talk about Detective Pikachu?
We haven't
No.
yet.
But we
yet.
haven't.
All right, so
Right,
we're
because
putting up
we're
a
doing-
spoiler screen for those that are wanting to avoid it, because didn't this just come out? Or
Came
has
out
it been
last Friday.
It came out Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So technically this is like still within its first week. So
Yeah.
for anyone that wants to avoid spoilers, we're putting this up just like earlier. We will take it down when we're done discussing Detective Pikachu, because we don't want anyone to get spoiled for anything they don't want to know. So again, in case anyone missed it, we are going to discuss Detective Pikachu, and there will be some spoilers that may come up. And if you want to avoid that, after this, we'll be doing the Q&A, so you can start putting in your questions and answers. Sarah, if you want to put that information in real quick. While we let people file out that are trying to avoid Detective Pikachu spoilers. I'm for some reason I'm assuming there's somebody like at their fridge right now away from the computer that's gonna just walk back and be like, oh!
No, apparently
Well, that's
who in the chat was like, well, I just came back and now have to leave again because I guess they left the pony spoilers.
But if you do have a question that you want to submit for the Q&A, we'll be picking that up. Again, once the screen goes down, you can unmute the podcast and you guys are good to go. All right, so from this point forward,
Sarah.
Detective Pikachu spoilers. Potentially. I don't know what we're actually going to talk about.
It's animated and everything.
Yeah.
Sarah?
It's like the movie.
Okay, well, I do Paleo and Hero want to maybe front this one.
What do you... Yeah, Hero,
I think y'all are
Paleo.
Like, aren't y'all the bigger
Yes.
Pokemon?
Hit us with it.
I think it's a 6 out of 10 movie if you don't know anything about Pokemon. If you like Pokemon, I think it's a 7 out of 10 movie.
Mhm.
I had fun with it. 7 out of 10, like, it sounds so terrible because everything's like an 8 now. But like, 7's still pretty good. And that's how I felt about this movie. It's pretty good.
And you're considering the 5 to be average, yeah?
Right, yeah, so it's better than average. And I thought some of the jokes were great. I laughed.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would love it because I don't really usually care when people make characters that don't curse on the internet curse, like Isabelle from Animal Crossing. Like, please stop making her drop the F-bomb. I hate it so much.
Who?
But I don't... Isabelle from Animal Crossing.
It's a bit like listening to Sarah swear.
People just like a drop the F-bomb and I hate it.
But it's canon, Matt. Sorry.
There's something about Pikachu cursing that I'm just like, yeah, it works. I love it. Let Pikachu curse.
Yeah, it's not like, because the way you're describing it, it almost sounds like he's saying like fuck and shit. No, he's like saying damn and hell.
Yeah.
And, like he only says those like a couple times in the movie.
Yeah.
And I can imagine Pikachu just being done with everyone's shit.
Get me the hell out of here.
So.
Yeah, this is great.
So because you guys, like here, I'm assuming you're pretty big with Pikachu, Pokemon.
Not paleo level, but I do like it still. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Paleo? What were your thoughts on this movie?
I really liked it. I really love how they made the world like seem like it's a Pokemon world, basically.
Yeah.
Because in those first shots, you see them like going across the land, because you don't see them like show one of the main characters yet. You see the world first, and you see like the Buffalont, which is like this buffalo Pokemon, and they like these like ranches and fences. Then you see like a Pidgeotto just flying.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, where like they were establishing that, oh yeah, this is just the world where Pokemon live in.
Yeah.
So when it starts out, you are traveling across the land?
Yeah, searching far and wide.
A main character to understand the story that's inside.
Well, Sarah, you're a Pokemon person.
Yeah, I like Pokemon. I thought this was a pretty good movie, and I enjoyed it. And I think they kind of nailed the sort of absurdity of like the villain's plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it actually matches up pretty well with other Pokemon media and like games and movies.
and like, have you played the Detective Pikachu game?
I haven't, unfortunately.
Because I think I'm the only one here who's actually played it. But yeah, the plot is similar in the game, though there's a few beats in the movie where I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of remember this part happening in the game, but it's only vaguely similar. And the villain's motivation is a little bit different. Yeah. Because what the villain does in this movie is completely different from the game.
Yeah.
Though like Mewtwo is still in it.
Spoilers. Wait, screen's up.
Yes.
Matt, we're talking spoilers about Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, Matt, we're gonna get into some pretty hefty ones that I want to discuss.
Yeah, there's
Spoilers
some like
before.
really big ones.
Yeah, we're kind of
I was-
inching towards it.
I was thrown off a little because, like I said, I'm not quite like paleo level when it comes to Pokemon. But they're like Mewtwo, the most powerful Pokemon ever. I was like, isn't Arceus like literally God? Like what?
Well, holographic Mewtwo is more powerful.
Yeah, he's the most powerful psychic type, I think.
Okay.
Which is like really powerful because psychic is already like a really powerful type. And so it really fluctuates depending on the games and the anime though. Of like which Pokemon is super powerful.
Right.
I mean, they're as powerful as the plot compels them to be.
Yeah, and but I love how in the movie they mention that Mewtwo like escaped from being cloned like 20 years ago. So it's been some time since Mewtwo was created.
Yeah.
So for me, this was a movie that so compared to you guys, I know nothing about Pokemon. And what's funny is that I actually happen to probably own. Does anyone here still have their Pokemon cards?
No.
Yes.
I have a few.
All of
Yeah.
them.
You have all of them, Hero? So you have a lot?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I probably
I
don't
mean,
have
I
that-
sold some for money, but I still have some.
Did y'all get
Or most
any
of them.
cards from? Because I know some
Yes.
theaters were giving out cards.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
got
got some
one.
cards.
I got the because I think all of them come with the Detective Pikachu, but then the other one is like a random one. I got a Lickitung.
Nice.
Oh, I haven't opened mine. I'm just gonna give it to my friend who actually, like, literally actually plays the game.
So for me, I know very little to nothing about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I
Do you know
understand
what
the
a
characters.
Ditto is?
What? I had
No,
to
I
ask
had to-
Sarah what the
I had to
hell
explain it.
was going on.
Oh,
alright.
Because he saw the
I'm
Ditto
sorry,
turn into a person,
Oh.
and he was just like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Sarah started laughing, and I was like, "Explain to me what's funny," because like
He's got to be a master of disguise.
I got that the eyes looked weird.
Yeah.
But so like for me, again, like I've played one of the games for maybe 5 minutes. I collected the cards because they kind of like landed on my lap at one point. I forget even how I ended up with Pokemon
Like
cards.
people bought them for you.
Like people were like, "Here, have some."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." And I watched one of the movies. I think we watched the one,
Yeah.
We watched. I think we watched Pokemon in the first movie.
the one where everyone
sorry.
cries.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's like my knowledge of it. So why watching
So
this?
have you played any of the games?
Like I said, for a little bit, nothing to completion,
Okay.
nothing close to
Okay.
completion. But I understand the basics of Pokemon and Masters, Pokeballs, all that stuff. So for me, for this movie, I told Sarah that I enjoyed it, but there were also a lot of moments where I'm like, man, if only I really knew Pokemon. There's so much more I know I'd appreciate about this movie.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how they studied like the backstories about Pokemon and sometimes brought that into the movie. I was like, y'all didn't have to go that deep. That's sick though. But you
Yeah.
didn't have to do
Well
that.
appreciated.
Specifically with Cubone. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Weighing the skull of his dead mother.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So time
I
to
mean,
get
that was in the game.
time
That
to
is
get
in the
into
game.
the super spoiler territory here with this discussion. What did you guys think about the twist ending, I guess you'd call it?
Yeah.
The
I was like,
reveal?
yeah, that's Pokemon. That's Pokemon for you.
Yeah.
The thing
I
is, like-
saw it coming because
It-
Sorry, go on, Paleo.
the thing is, like, the ending differs from the game, but the thing is, the game was actually like sort of hinting at that kind of ending, but it didn't happen. So when it happened in the movie, I was like, yes, I'm verified now.
That's funny.
Like Twitter?
Yeah. Like, 'cause they
Validated.
did a lot of not
Validated,
showing
yeah.
Daddy's face in all of the cutscenes. I'm like, okay, I see where this is going.
I also noticed that, but to me, I just figured like, oh, when they finally show who his dad is, it's gonna be like, what?
Since I haven't seen the movie and probably won't, and we're in spoiler territory. Is his dad Giovanni?
No.
No.
So
His dad was Ash
the
from
whole twist-
Ash Dead Level.
Okay.
Okay.
So the whole
Evil Dead.
twist of the movie is that so this Pikachu and this boy character are trying to find the boy character's dad, and it ends up that the Pikachu is the dad, which Mewtwo transferred his like self
Soul.
into the Pikachu. And it's convoluted, and that's just 100%
Okay.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell that works.
Does anyone else though like feel like, because I was just gonna mention this and I saw Kari mentioned it in the chat.
Yeah.
Shouldn't I mean maybe he's been gone that long, so maybe that's the explanation for why he didn't recognize the voice at all. Because it's not like his dad's voice would have changed.
Yeah, and he hasn't been like on communicating terms with his
Yeah.
dad. So
So I mean, I guess they worked on justifying that, so I guess I can buy it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I honestly did not see this being
The
it.
outcome.
Even when everyone was turning into things, I did not once think like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, I didn't, and I find it interesting that at the end of it all, that they did like re-separate them out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, like to me, in a way, I feel like that kind of took away sequel potential for this.
yeah, well the thing is like with Pokemon, there's more than just this story they can tell because like
There's always a
they're
plot.
introducing like the world to you with this movie and with the most recognizable Pokemon
Yeah.
in the world.
So will this
So-
then be the next Avengers series?
Smash Brothers crossover confirmed.
Yes.
I feel like the ending with like the man, I wanted the dad to stay a Pikachu because I want to talk.
You're like,
to
no, go
Pikachu.
back.
See, that's what happens in the game is that Pikachu stays like a talking Pikachu
Yeah.
in Detective Pikachu. Though it's sort of implied that he's also the dad, but it's never really said
It's
completely.
never confirmed.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't keep him that way.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I because I could see them making more movies with this dynamic. Like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu is just kind of hilarious. Just alone. That to me got me excited for this movie more so than just like, oh, let's see a Pokemon world. Like I loved that, and I feel like that was a hook for a lot of people that otherwise maybe couldn't care less about Pokemon, but they're like, okay, let's see Ryan Reynolds as this cute character this time. And yeah, I feel like I was surprised. I was like, wow, they just kind of took like that's
You know what? They could do a Team Rocket origin story with Meowth because Meowth talks.
Yeah.
I thought Ditto. I honestly thought
Did
Ditto.
anybody
was...
see a Meowth anywhere in the movie? Because I was looking,
You're-
so hard for a
you're-
Meowth.
Yeah,
I didn't. See
I did see a. I was gonna say I did see one of my favorite Pokemon, Audino, in it,
Nice.
which is like a Generation 5 one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still a lot that I probably don't know that were in it because I need to see it again just to look at everything.
Yes.
Okay. The Bulbasaur. I wanted to take one home so badly. I was like, what But I really want. Oh my god. I want to know how Mewtwo's like put you in your Pokemon's body. The nonsense works. Cause like it's like how do you use your soul to know which Pokemon to go to? Because I guess everyone in Rhyme City has one Pokemon. They have a Pokemon, but can't you have?
They have a bond with a certain Pokemon or whatever.
But you have 6 Pokemon in your inventory.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
Whatever.
remember, Rhyme City doesn't have any Pokeballs,
Yeah.
and they don't have
Rhyme
any
City
battles
is
either.
basically Zootopia for Pokemon.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
really like-
There's,
okay,
there's
like,
actually
really-
a couple of parallels
Right.
between this movie and Zootopia, where it's like Rhyme City, Zootopia.
the,
And
the
then
literal
as soon
the
as I
literal
entered-
intro to the city is the exact same like Zootopia city plan.
I like in the lab
like,
part
what
where
the
they like are looking into a cell, being like, "Oh, it's this," and then Greninja, right in your face.
Tiger.
Like, I know Race already said it, but for real, like, as soon as he entered Rhyme City, I was like, the camera angles, everything, it's the exact same as the Utopia.
And like the serum that makes Pokemon go wild.
Oh my god, wait, you're right.
Yeah.
This was Utopia.
Yeah, a little bit, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was like in the. I think the game was like in the development phases in 2016.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I'll do that.
Well, the movie was out in
Take that scene.
2016.
But I wanted to talk about the Torterra scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, there's got to be some weird kind of like psychic thing that's going on. But no, it's just giant fucking Torterra.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was like when that scene started happening when the earth started shaking because they had already hinted at the Torterra stuff, and I'm like, this probably is that, but I'm like, things are moving in ways where I'm like, how the fuck is that happening in which this is happening? There, and also kind of like a point to that, there were some parts of this movie where I thought things were just gonna get wild. And it kind of like it hit that sort of top note, and then it just like whoosh. One was at the underground fight club where all the Pokemon
Hey, we
start
don't
going
talk about
crazy, and like they're Loudred, right? Or
Yeah.
Sacred Pokemon. They start like making that wild beat, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna get real cool, and then it just kind of like abruptly ends.
Yeah, they just kind of go away.
Oh.
Why would anyone ever want a Psyduck? Like they
Why
I was
not?
not sold on that.
You know what? Actually,
They're kinda
like
cute.
No,
I do
Psyduck,
love
not
that
why not.
Psyduck. I do love him.
Why
He's
not's an actual Pokemon?
cute.
I just loved Pikachu in a car seat.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Happy strapped
it's
to a
great.
car seat with a bomb. That line actually got me quite a bit.
Yeah. No, I mean
And
overall.
then like
it
the
was enjoyable.
trailers of the movie kind of hinted that the Greninja like fight scene would be longer, and then it wasn't. Like it just like, oh, Greninja here, oh, Greninja are gone, bye Greninja, and then the Torterra, oh, they wake up, oh, they're back asleep.
Okay, so there was one moment I actually rolled my eyes at a little bit. It was at the very beginning of the movie when they're like, here's police footage, and they show like the car flip over, and the guy's like, no one ever could have survived that crash.
And
I'm
then like Pikachu is right there,
But-
he survived
but
it.
I'm like, dude, that car fell like 15 feet. Like, let's calm down a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't.
Races survived worse crashes.
Yeah, they didn't even show like the second part of the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That-
are you sure? I think
That's
because
really-
they probably
Are
filmed
you a
that before they
detective?
filmed. They probably filmed that before they filmed the crash, so they had like no idea like how bad the crash was gonna be.
Oh yeah.
That's where Race's like adult experience comes in to ruin the movie for him.
And also, I guess they couldn't make it like too graphic for kids, so
No, I just, again, like, it just cracked me up, like, his whole, like, maybe if they showed the car explode, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, that'd be a problem. But just showing a car, like, flip over, no one could have survived that.
It did sort of explode. It sort of exploded.
Way later.
There was an
Still.
explosion when it flew off the
Anyone
road.
that's like, nah, no way. It's also kind of weird, though, that the detectives clearly didn't have a body.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, when they know, like, there also was no body.
Your dad was the best detective. We're all bad at our jobs. He was the only one that actually got stuff done.
Oh, man. Well, so anything else anyone wants to say about this movie?
I told Paleo this already 3 times now, but here's number 4. My favorite joke in the movie was when Tim was like, "Oh, I'm great at being alone at night," and Pikachu's like, "That did not land." I was like, "Ooh, that's a little adult joke."
I also very much enjoyed the Mr. Mime scene.
Oh.
He died. He died. They killed him.
Why'd you enjoy it?
What did we?
They actually killed him.
Oh, do you think so?
Yes. They never showed him again. time. Goodbye, Mr. Mime. Ripping flames.
Still,
Look, a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
I do appreciate how they approached that scene.
Yeah.
Like, well, this is how we have to talk to him.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
oh,
love it. It's so good.
yeah.
This is how you kill a person in a friendly manner. That's.
Also, I just wanted to like quickly bring this up that Detective Pikachu and Sonic are two movies that are added to the list of movies that have mixed fantasy with reality and also have to do with detective, ex-cop, or cop in general, or FBI. I have some listed. There's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Adventures of Rocky and
course.
Bullwinkle, Happy the TV show, Bright, it's a film with like an orc cop or something like, I don't know, Happy Time Murders, that was the Muppet one that came out recently.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu and Sonic. And like, I'm sure there's a few more that I forgot about on this list, but I'm like, there's a lot.
Was Rocky and Bullwinkle?
That's a lot of
FBI. There was an FBI character.
That was a main character?
Yes. That's the main lady character with them.
We need to show that movie to Saber.
Yes! Oh my god.
I mean, let's be real. The
good.
main
It's
antagonists are Soviet spies.
Wouldn't Cool
Vegas.
World be one of those? Because like Brad Pitt's like a
Yes,
detective
cool
in that.
world.
Yeah.
Added to
you're
that
right.
list. Typity type.
What's up with that, right?
I think Roger Rabbit just like set an example and everybody's followed it.
I think what works with it though, I think the reason that you get that is because in a lot of those it's about exploring the world and detectives are like, well, time to go to the next location and the next location.
I guess.
It worked for Zootopia.
All right. Well, I think it's time we're gonna drop the spoiler screen. We might end up having more conversations about that movie on the next podcast in 2 weeks when Saber and Laura are around.
Yeah.
But that being said, we are free from it, and we will start jumping into the Q&As.
I think we had a question come up. Here it is.
We did actually. Delara Pony sent in a super chat. By the way, if you'd like us to prioritize your question, you can send us a super chat. We'll make sure we get to it and give it lots of love. Speaking of, Delara Pony says, "Where's Little Shy and Derpy? Stream needs more Derpy. Everything needs more Derpy, Sarah." Little Shy. We usually see Little Shy at BronyCon, so I wonder if we're gonna end up seeing Little Shy out there. But I have been in the works on a project with Little Shy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and various other people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but Little Shy is a fun individual to work with. That is for sure. All right,
I've
Sarah.
never spoken words with him. He's just a guy.
You said you've
Just a
spoken
guy.
briefly.
I've never exchanged one word with him ever.
Oh my!
I'm missing out.
You're too busy in the game room
In the game room, yeah.
kicking butt.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have kicked many a butt.
So, do you guys see the questions? Does everyone see the questions?
What do you mean?
Are you ready?
What
Read me a
questions?
question,
Okay,
Sarah.
yeah.
Sorry.
I was like thinking that you were expecting me to put up the Twitter screen.
No.
I'm like, no, we know how this works. All right, Ozzyall is asking thoughts on Sonic is getting redesigned after the director response from a major backlash from the trailer. So yeah, apparently the director's like, we're listening, we're gonna fix this.
I mean, that won't fix the script
Yeah.
or the directing or anything,
But
but
it has
because
Jim
like
Carrey.
Hey, look,
realized
it's got
that
Jim
they-
Carrey. It's good enough for me.
I realized that the James Marsden, the main guy in the movie, is also the main. He was also the main guy from Hop, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one shot of like him in the car looks exactly like that
Mhm.
shot in
Yeah.
Hop.
Speaking of parallels, that one's got a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, I didn't mention this. We'll probably go till 8:10
Yeah,
with
since we
Q&A.
kind
Yeah.
of started late. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna pull it off as far as redesigning Sonic and like redoing just about everything with Sonic, like all the scenes with Sonic in there. Like,
But I'm glad they're gonna try.
they're gonna try, but I hope that they compensate their animation.
Can I be
crew.
real though? I'm gonna be honest. for some reason, watching this trailer, before Detective Pikachu and Sonic popped up, and we both groaned and went, "All right, here we go." Yeah. I don't know if it was because the Aladdin trailer was right before it or what, but I was like, it's not as bad as I initially thought. It's not great.
It's bad.
But I was like, you know what?
Okay, so seeing that one first shot of Sonic, like the head-on shot on the big screen, the quality of it, like of his fur and like the texture on his lips and stuff, I was like, this is 100% a Who from Horton Hears a Who. Like, that is exactly what his fur texture looks like.
My gosh,
that's what his lips look like. It's so weird.
He's just a fast Lorax.
I saw his face and it was like,
there you go.
That's a Who.
he's got to go fast to save the trees.
Yeah, alright. But yeah, just Sonic in general, just
Oh boy.
Good luck, boys, doing that movie.
Soren's got a question here asking, did you watch the Zootopia fan film by Brown Table yet? And then goes on to apologize for continuously asking. Soren, I haven't, but don't feel bad about continuously asking because you need to stay on me so I do actually watch it. I got so close recently.
Yeah.
I pulled it up.
So watching what now?
It's a
fan film for Zootopia.
Fancy.
I feel like that would be like a thing you would like stop this podcast for and then go watch.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised at myself. Part of it is just time. I just need to make time to watch it. Anime Guy 01 says, Race, have you gotten He's asking, Race, have you gotten the poster from Winnie City PonyCon? Also, for everyone, what's your favorite Pokemon? Sarah, did I get my poster from Winnie City PonyCon?
Yes.
Yes, I did. And for everyone, who's your favorite Pokemon?
Sorry, you're cutting out just a little bit. What'd you ask?
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Who's your
Meowstic.
favorite Pokemon?
Meowstic female specifically.
Meow.
Dragonair. Dragonair is my favorite.
I did enjoy Dratini.
Yeah. As far as characters go, Meowth 100%. Like he's
from,
a
like, the
favorite
show?
Pokemon,
Yeah.
but he's also a favorite character. But if it's strictly like favorite Pokemon, Florges.
Florges? What?
Florges, yeah. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Or
No, I don't know what that.
It's a
Yeah,
fairy
it's-
Pokemon from X and Y. And
Floragen? Is that it? That is a digestive health medicine. Okay.
let's see. F.
Mm.
Oh, shit.
Florges.
F-L-O-R.
I got it. We're good. Okay. Yeah.
Florges.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. And they kick ass. So I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, do they come in different colors in the game too?
Yeah. Based
That's
on
cool.
like which of the like its first evolution that you catch, like the color of the flower and stuff. It's cute. Yeah.
Sarah, who's my favorite Pokemon?
Eevee.
Ditto. I don't
mean-
know. What's your favorite Pokemon?
I don't know.
Oh.
You said Eevee. Isn't that the pony one?
No.
That's not a pony.
No, that'd be
Ooh,
Pony.
lad,
Maybe
you
it's a
really
fox
did play
Pokemon.
5 minutes of that game.
His favorite Pokemon would be Rapidash.
Oh, because
Oh,
it's
wait. I know what his favorite Pokemon is. It's that sexy rabbit Pokemon.
Time out. There's a sexy
Lopunny?
rabbit Pokemon?
Yes.
What is the name of it?
Lopunny.
Lopunny.
Lopu.
Oh, I wanted you to search sexy rabbit Pokemon. I wanted to see what was going to come
Oh,
up.
the,
Nope, that's not a good idea.
oh,
I
you
mean,
know
you
what?
will get results.
Actually, Race would like Mega Lopunny better.
Oh, yes.
Why?
Why are you
Sounds
doing
bigger.
this?
Ooh, Mega Lopunny shiny. Right there.
Yeah, here's Mega Lopunny.
Yeah.
Oh, the results for sexy rabbit Pokemon aren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. I gotta be honest. I was expecting the biggest degeneracy, but
Everyone's behaving themselves in the Pokemon world.
Maybe
Yes.
research is turned on.
No, I know it wasn't.
Isn't it like a fact that like Pokemon holds like the record for most porn made of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is so upsetting because it's one of my please don't do that's
Yeah.
in my life.
Which is funny. Is My Little Pony on that list?
Nah, no.
See, that's why it's funny to me because My Little Pony I think is second.
Yeah.
All right, I do agree with Paleo though that one of the please don't ever touch it with porn is Winnie the Pooh. Like, please just leave it
Yeah.
alone forever.
All right, moving on with our questions. Jesus, Waddles asking thoughts on Arthur being the first education show that has reputation on LGBT on Mr. Ratburn.
Reputation? You mean
Wait,
reputation?
That's,
it's-
I don't know.
Oh,
not
maybe
the
it's
first.
because you know what? It's because my mind wanted to say representation, but I'm like, that's not what it says.
But it's not the
It
first
says
at
reputation.
all?
So they
No, the
meant
first
to say
educational
representation.
one.
Oh, educational.
Alright,
Okay, I missed that word.
Didn't
Yeah.
Sesame Street do it already though?
Did
Probably.
they?
I'm not sure.
Sesame Street's touched a lot of topics.
They've
actually.
touched a lot of
Yeah.
topics.
And
Oh, hell, they
touched
did.
a lot of topics.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sesame Street.
That's another please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Please not.
Sarah's searching Sesame Street homosexual lot.
No,
Oh,
I
you
spelled
fixed
it
it.
right. You dingus.
You ever see those sculptures of like Miss Piggy and Kermit?
Sculptures?
Which was?
You say sculptures.
Gotta be a little more specific here.
You know, them just like going at it. There's like a ton of them. There's just one guy that makes like a ton of those.
Are you
Huh.
what,
It's,
Sarah? Find this.
Wait, what?
No, Sarah, don't.
I think Sesame Street has touched on it. Like, like probably. I think I read an article title being like, "There's been parents on Sesame Street that are same-sex couples," but I don't think they've actually like touched on that topic as
They're just there, and it's
well
fine.
as they have like done other topics. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they've not made a big deal of it. It just is.
So, anyways, to the question.
The Ratburn thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that like literally yesterday, and I was like, oh, neat, that's cool. And
Sure.
just-
Is that show?
it's still going.
That show's still going?
Yeah, and now Mr. Ratburn has a husband, and I think that's sweet.
Do you see why we end things after 9 seasons?
No, stop.
So, like, I have some opinions that people disagree with, and that's fine. Like on other companies, like including LGBT, I'm like, did you really mean it? But for some reason, Arthur, I'm just like, I believe they truly just wanted to like represent gay people. I'm freaking fine with that.
I think there's a separation in which, like, you know, in which you can feel that someone's being genuine and you can feel when someone's not being genuine. And I think Disney has been like a big one where they just don't feel genuine, in which they're like doing their gay
Oh yeah, he's gay by the way.
representation. Like, because like there were articles where people were saying, "Oh, Avengers Endgame is gonna have LGBT thing," and it's just like breadcrumbs. It's like,
Yeah,
no.
it just feels not genuine, right?
Wait,
and,
was
like,
there
the guys-
actually
yeah.
Is this a spoiler?
It's not a spoiler because it's such a small scene. There was a guy that was talking about like wanting to ask out another guy in the film. I'll explain it to you later. But
I missed this
but
one.
then like the whole, you know, LeFou in the
That
Beauty and
one
the
was
Beast thing,
funny.
that was played up so much, and like everybody was just like, "What the
the
fuck
most
you doing?"
amazing
And
representation
Disney keeps
ever.
doing this to themselves, where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this," and it's just like breadcrumbs. So it's like you're not being genuine about it. But I do think that there are actually, you know, people out there who are creators who actually do want to actually, you know, have good
Represent.
representation, like represent and have good representation. And I think
Like I didn't think for a second that they were just doing it just for like the the brownie points. I was just like, oh no, yeah, they totally just wanted this. Oh,
Yeah. And it's
it was
also
just like the immediate belief.
Yeah.
I honestly also feel kind of like it's not like they're like, oh, we're really gonna hit it with, like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of people to watch Arthur now
On the 22nd season.
But yeah, just want to point out Oziel submitted a food post that we missed, but it says I got some steak sandwiched for this podcast. Not sure if the hashtag's working, so we missed it. But then I saw his food.
It clearly was right.
Also, the most neglected hashtagger we have, poor Taylor, sent in a question asking if you had the opportunity to bring back a defunct MLP convention, which would you bring back for one more year?
Las Pegasus Unicon.
Oh, you ass! And yet I would go.
How
about
could I
ones that
not
never-
say that?
Great answer.
Fiesta.
What about ones that
You
yeah,
say
ones that never happened in the first place?
Like the one in South Carolina or whatever.
Or the one in Nashville, the one in Atlanta?
The ones that were gonna be near me.
Yeah.
oh, you're saying ones that never happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would bring back EQLA.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
in Carolina I went to was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, it's San Diego Pony Con.
That was a good
the
one, too.
Pacific PonyCon?
Yeah.
Sarah, you said Fiesta Equestria?
Yeah.
Why Fiesta?
It holds a special place in my heart because it was such a small, intimate convention, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed, it was just like a little community in that little hotel. Like,
It's one of the reasons.
I can't remember how many people attended the last year, but it
It's one
just
of the
felt
reasons
like
I really
such
loved Everfree too.
a tight group that kept
Mhm.
coming each year.
It
So
had
we
its
got to know everybody.
Recognizable faces.
We got to do these huge, we did that video with literally almost everybody at the convention participating. It
Yeah,
was so much
Fiesta Equestria was so much fun with the people and everything. Plus, that was always an interesting one because they ran their own Who's Line.
Yeah.
But had us part of it. But yeah, I like everyone's answers though. These are all good answers. If I had to choose one, I'd probably say Equestria LA. Not only was it our local convention, so we had a little bit more breathing room as far as getting around and whatnot. There was also just the fact that we'd go to Disneyland, and that was just a fun added part of all of it. So yeah, I wish we still had a convention down somewhere in Southern California, so that was still, because even when we do Pacific PonyCon, we'd still hit up Disneyland. So yeah. Good answers though.
Yeah.
Good answers. There's been a whole number of conventions. I mean, BronyCon's gonna be an interesting time.
4 days of ponies.
I mean, I just really wonder how that last day is
You
gonna
say
be.
that with such
The
bitter
last day
regret in your
is gonna
voice.
be
Oh no, it's
fire.
just like that's a lot to take in.
It is. It really is.
I will probably be in the arcade way less this time. Probably won't participate in any tournaments because it's the last one. I'm not trying to be cooped up playing games,
It's gonna be a bunch of those.
Yeah, it's. I have a feeling it's gonna get emotional.
Yeah.
The last day, don't even legit. Don't even look at me.
I'm gonna be filming you the entire
I'm
time.
gonna follow you around the entire time.
I'm gonna be like the paparazzi. I'm gonna have my hand in your face.
Are you pointing at the time?
Yeah. One more question.
One more question. There.
Should we?
Let's see.
You wanna search for the perfect one?
I want to find the perfect question. The perfect. I was thrown off because I saw this one that Laura submitted a question.
No, that was a while ago. Let's hear the top one.
This
wait,
one?
I guess maybe you don't know. Does anybody know about the Primal show that they released a trailer?
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, Gendy is working on that. Yeah, it's about a caveman and a dinosaur. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, then do you want to hit up another question?
Um.
Well, I think we didn't get a lot of questions this time, so you're just kind of.
All right. So we have this one from Soren. Maybe somebody knows anything about it, but asking, have any of you ever watched the Blue Planet or Blue Planet 2 nature series?
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I have.
Great. I love them.
Okay. And then if yes or no, have you heard the soundtracks for them? Which, yes. So I guess Hans
Yes,
Zimmer
I love them.
worked on the second one.
Do what?
Hans Zimmer, I guess, did the second one.
Yeah, he did.
I'm all
Also
about
wrote
soundtracks, and that's why
too.
Soren brought this up. So should I check these out then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the first one was filmed like back in like 2000, I think.
It's they're good nature documentaries.
And then like
I think I saw the first one, but I'm not sure.
yeah, and then the second one was filmed like a couple years ago, or a year ago.
Okay.
But yeah, Blue Planet, like I love them because they're all about like the different environments in the ocean. So
I'd
yeah.
be down with that. I love the ocean, so it's I don't know why that came out so weird, but I love. I guess I'm mesmerized by it because to me it's kind of like outer space.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Of course, all the podcasters, everybody here that waited for me to get here. Thank you guys. Of course, our producer Sarah for doing her great job. Sarah, if you could pull up also the super chatters, we got to thank.
Yes.
And for everyone that's listening live, everybody that listens on delay, and again, a big thanks to
Exio Dying, Missy, or Missy? Yes, Missy.
Missy.
Exio Dying again, Sacred Light, Delara Pony,
And-
that's it.
and again a huge thanks to Missy. Missy.
I don't know why I
Thank
keep
you.
mispronouncing it.
Missy.
I'm sorry.
Missy.
Missy.
Is
they
someone
cutting out for you too?
is that
Probably.
Yep.
is that what's his face that I hear?
Lammy?
Lammy.
Probably.
Oh no,
Maybe
that's
it's a
my
cat.
cat playing.
Oh, that's your cat.
No, that's not Lemmy. Lemmy's laying in the other room.
Freaking
No,
Lammy.
please.
Well, good night, everybody. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Sarah, the date will be
The date will be
May 29th.
the 29th.
So we'll be back on May 29th for another semi-perfect podcast. We will be recapping Everfree Northwest. I'm trying to think. No, we won't be previewing the next convention yet, but yeah. So we'll be recapping Everfree Northwest. We'll talk about Avengers Endgame, and we will, of course, probably have a little bit more full amount of people here for the podcast. Again, thank you all for joining us. Keep an eye out for vlogs from the convention if you're not going to be in Seattle. For those that are going to be at Everfree Northwest, be sure to stop by and say hi. And keep an eye out for the vlogs. There's going to be a whole bunch of fun stuff coming, including all the panels that we're going to be on, and a whole lot more. Plus, between now and then, I imagine that there's probably going to be another video that's going to come out if timing works. So keep an eye out. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Good night, everybody.
Wah, 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 wah. Them ponies.
Oh.